You write reports to encourage more people to volunteer. You create strategy to bring out the best in employees. You show your members that you share their passion and that you understand the fears that keep them awake at night. But some days you sit in front of the screen trying to pull ideas out of your head and onto the page. You worry that busy people won't make the time to really listen. You're afraid that that key person won't share your enthusiasm. And let's not get started about all the late hours reading and responding to emails. Don't worry. By investing about 5 minutes a day for just 2 weeks, that can all start to change. Hi, I'm Barb Sawyers. Some of you may remember working with me on your annual report. I've written for other organizations that rely on volunteers too, like St. Michael's Hospital and the Arthritis Society. I know all about keeping members happy from my experience with the Canadian Life and Health Insurance Association. And I've written for some business stars, such as IBM, Apple, and Manulife. What's more, I've been published in some big shot places, such as the Globe and Mail, ProBlogger, and Reagan.com. Recently, I won the Best Story contest for the International Association of Business Communicators. I've even written a book called Write Like You Talk, Only Better. But enough about me. You get it. I know how to write. I wrote the book and created this learning series for people like you. People who are having some trouble keeping up with the increasing volume of writing that anyone with a computer is expected to do. People who interact and share through email, social media, and collaborative tools. That wasn't what they taught you in school. You're busy. I get it. So each learning burst takes only about 5 minutes. You may enjoy this program so much that you want to plow through the whole thing in one sitting. Please don't. Through the assignments, which mostly involve writing you're doing anyways, you'll apply what you just learned. That way it will sink in. If you do one section each day, you'll be done the whole course in only 2 weeks. With so much emphasis on collaboration and engagement, writing that is clear, concise, and compelling is vital to your mission. That's why you need to make the time to acquire some skills that you weren't taught in school. To keep this manageable, I've broken the process into bite-sized pieces. Think first, which you'll do next covers who's talking to who or whom and what you're talking about. Then you're going to write like you talk. You'll strike up a conversation and write your big finish, then connect the two. Next, you'll make your writing easier for busy people to read and remember. In Look Smart, you'll learn how to avoid the 2 most common mistakes that spell check can't catch, and how to use numbers to make your point and persuade. Finally, you'll apply techniques from movies and other media so you can stand out and be heard. Throughout, I'll remind you to write like you talk, so you can collaborate, socialize, and engage. Although you might hear this more often, it's not new advice. In this famous memo on writing, David Ogilvy urged his employees to write like they talk. Let me stress that this advice wasn't just for copywriters. It was for accountants, secretaries, strategists, salespeople, media buyers, billing clerks, researchers, artists, executives, and all the other people whose clear communication kept his business flowing and growing. David was probably influenced by Rudolf Flesch, best remembered for the Flesch-Kincaid reading ease tests. These help people make sure their writing works for the people they want to engage. His extensive research confirmed the value of writing like you speak. Rudolf, who would have been called Dr. Flesch back then, also found that writers sustain interest by getting personal. He even developed a scale for measuring interest. This advice is still relevant for anyone who writes routine emails, complex project plans, or anything that benefits from readers staying awake. Some people think writing ability is a special talent. You may not become an Ogilvy or a Hemingway, but like guitar lessons or spreadsheets, you can get better. You've already started. Your first assignment will help you evaluate how easy you are to understand, and it will let you track your progress. The Flesch-Kincaid test has become so popular that it's now incorporated into the software Word and Outlook. Enable this test or paste some writing into the box at the link you see here for standards schmandards. Every time you improve, award yourself a star. You can also earn a star every time you make progress on the goals you are going to set, as the second part of today's assignment. Make sure they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, maybe you want to spend an hour less writing your report this month, or it could be enticing 3 partners to say yes to an email this week. You can also give yourself a star every time you complete an assignment. Keep track of how many stars. Then send me an email with your star count and a note on how you earn them. I'll send you a lovely certificate you can hang on your wall. But the real proof will come from how much easier writing becomes and the results you produce. Tomorrow, or the next time you have 5 minutes to invest, come back for Think First. Thinking is the big advantage that writing has over talking. Or so I'm reminded every time I blurt out something I should have given more thought. We'll peer into the psyche of the person you most want to connect with. That will help you strike up the conversation and attract people just like her. So write like you talk, but think first.